project, and we're going to use, like I said, a piece of Huon pine. I've marked this down 2 inches down. Okay, so that's 2 inches down, and it's a 1 by 1, right? And I'm doing I guess this is 5 inches, just so I have something to hold on to while I carve, and we'll talk about that in a minute. You can see at this 2-inch mark, I'm just going to undercut it, so our carving is going to be above that. You have in your hand. So I really want to get away from the thinking that the tool is the end all and be all of the carving. All right. So, yep, like I said, just undercutting that. So no, we haven't started yet. That's where we are. So let's just go ahead and start. Let's look at our piece of wood here, and let's say it's halfway. All right, halfway. Let's go up just a little bit farther, and that's it. That's all we're doing. This is going to be the bottom of our beak. All right. So I'm going to get that in there. Nice, right on the corner, like that. Right. There we go. Now I'm just going to take from the point, and we're just going to go swoop it back like that. All right. Now let's just leave that alone for now. You can see that? And let's go around to all the corners. Let's just knock the corners off. See, there's a split. You see how that pulls? If you have problems with that, you just go the other way. Nice clean. Got it, right? So let's just pop off all these corners. All right. Same in the bottom too. To the bottom. There you go. That's what we got. 4 flattened corners. And we got our schnoz beak pointing out here. Obviously, this is not a traditional penguin, because if it was, it would be more of a pointy dowel-looking beak on it. All right. So now let's just think about the height of it. Let's put this guy in the frame here. You see the height? So let's just choose where we want to be, and I don't know, say 3/8, half an inch. Here's a secret. You can always make your beak smaller, but you can never make your beak bigger after you've cut it, all right? So, okay. Now the eye shell, we're going to take the center point of the beak, and we're just going to make these little angle cuts on here. Just roughing it in for now still. Okay. But, I mean, how simple and fun is is carving. Alright, so a little bit angled back. So we're going to go to the top. We can cut that right off. You can see how big our eyes. Right now it has the kind of has that owl.
I just dropped an F-bomb on video. If you're wondering why there's a chop in this, now you know. A foul-mouthed rookie carver. Contemplating putting a beep over that cuss word, but I feel like this carving will be beep 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 beep. Something off Roadrunner. Alright. See what we're doing here.
You can see how big our eyes. Right now it has the kind of has that owl feel to it. If you've carved the owl. Alright. Now, the beak is going to go down, so I'm going to take that a point out here. Obviously, this is not a traditional penguin, because if it was, it would be more of a pointy dowel-looking beak on it, alright? So now let's just think about the height of it. Let's put this guy in frame here. See the height? Let's just choose where we want to be, right? So, okay. Now the eye shelf, we're going to take the center point of the beak, and we're just going to make these little angle cuts on here. Just roughing it in for now still. Right? But, I mean, how simple and fun is this carving, alright? So, a little bit angled back. We're going to go to the top. We can cut that right off. It's going to go down, so I'm going to take that across. Like so. Like so, alright? Kind of towards the edge of the eyes. You should have a carving glove on, by the way, if you're a new carver. Keeping that nice and clean. Nice sharp edges. And we're going to take the corners off of there. So right there, that's too wide, alright? So now I can make it smaller. Like I said, you can make it smaller, but you cannot make it bigger.
You cannot make it bigger, as you can see here.
There we go. Clean that up again. There you go. Now reset the eye shelf. Right. There should be a point on the, you know what I'm saying? The center point should be raised in the center of the eyes. Right? We can just kind of smooth that peak around there, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Leave that up for a little bit of a reference. Problem with this Doug Linker guy, he's amazing. He's got the knife work. Alright, so we got a point. And he did something like this. I think one of the hardest challenges is symmetry. Alright. Seen worse. See my savage knife cut in there. Redo that eye shelf. I'm under siege by a pain in the butt housefly, but I have my gun ready and available if I get a shot off on him.
We can go over just below the beak here. Well, let's just start just below the beak, the bottom of the beak level. Don't be afraid. We're just going to thin that head up. All right. Make sure they look similar when you look at it. I'm trying to see this. I'm working over top of my camera. So, all right. It's not so bad. I can go a little bit thinner, but maybe that'll all come out in the end. All right. Now let's just round off the head. And every time that we go around like that, we're going to leave this ridge, which we're going to go back, right? Smooth it out. But just work your way around the head. Just, we want that nice top to be rounded right around.
Now, I have a heck of a time with this scoop thing that I see these guys do. You know, I'd like to blame the wood, but I think it's just my handy dandy knife work. Just not up to snuff. Am I going too deep? If you're watching this and you're an experienced carver or a successful scooper, please drop a comment and share your technique with me, because Mr. Linker makes it look way too easy. Here I am scooping from both angles, no direction's better than the other.
Make sure they look similar when you look at it. I'm trying to see this. I'm working over top of my camera. So, all right. It's not so bad. I can go a little bit thinner, but maybe that'll all come out in the end. All right. Now let's just round off the head. And every time that we go around like that, we're going to leave this ridge, which we're going to go back, right? Smooth it out. But just work your way around the head. Just, we want that nice top to be rounded right around. So just a few little stages and steps, and we'll have that. And this watch, we don't have, when we do repetitive cuts, we don't want that, the ridges, all right? So smooth out the ridges. Nice and around.
I'll pick away at that. Apparently it was less of a scoop anyway. Where are you, bugger? This is part of the carving arsenal. The salt gun. Got this handy dandy apron as a gift from my carving inspiration, Jay. And it allows you to break all the rules and you can carve in the house, which is kind of cool. Alright, just gonna carve my way around this. I feel good about these end grain cuts because they seem to be the gauge of how good your knife is performing, or how well. That was some great English, wasn't it? Now mine is a little bit, my blank that I measured out, I'm sure you noticed in the beginning, it said 2 inches. I ended up doing that initial shelf at the bottom about 1/8 of an inch too short. So I'm already a bit shy. And I put this line on here just to help me with my beak, because symmetry is not a strong point for me apparently. So, yeah. There's our eye shelf. Seem to have the right shaped head. Okay. Every time I grab the gun, that fly just runs all over hex half acres on me, the bugger. Alright, so how are we looking? It's a little crazy here. Just seems to have a little more of a taper up to the head, so I'm just going to take a little more off. Yeah. That feels like it's a little better. I've been finding these to be actually quite forgiving, that even if you don't get it right, there's always, almost like the wood speaks to you and says, hey, remember that penguin you were making? It's a pigeon now. Let's just get that once over. Alright, so here's where we're at. Alright, Doug, we're ready for the next phase.
There's no wings on the side. Alright, that's where we're at.
That's where I'm at.
Alright, where we knocked the corners off, these are going to be where the little side wings are. Right? So I'm going to introduce a V-tool into this.
He lied right from the beginning. Said we were not going to be doing a V-tool.
That's going to be, the flat here is going to be our wing, really. So we're just going to go on each side of that flat spot. So it's easy to see on both sides. Okay. Yeah. But
alright. That just tells me that this spot needs to be bigger. I'm always afraid to knock too much wood off, and somehow I miraculously always do, without fail. Alright. Right now I'm just doing the symmetry thing here. Right there. Alright, see. And I measured roughly to the end of the block. Look at where my blade is, my thumbnail. I spin it around, the blade and the thumbnail, it appears to be right about there. So that's my other wing. Now, pencil width wide. You see the science in this measurement. Mad skills. Okay? Mad skills. Alright. There we go. know about you, but I think my penguin's tilting his head. But you know what? I can live with that. I wonder if just trimming this will make them look a little less cock-headed. I think that's the technical term for it. Yeah, maybe. Now I'm carving this penguin as a gift to my mother-in-law, who is going to be going through some chemotherapy and requested something that she can hold and
talk about the V-tool really.
Rub while she's doing her treatment. So this is coming for you, Dale.
So I'm going to go like this, right? And then I'm going to go like this, right? Come up here, okay, so there's our wing, okay. Now I'm going, oh, that's nice, that's good. And then, oh, I should go a little bit deeper. And then I'm going to go a little bit deeper, like this, you know? And I'm going to cut it again like this. And then before you know it, I've got all these extra little gross little cuts, right? So I'm going to use the V-tool so that when I lay this out, right, all I'm going to do is take that V-tool. I'm going to come up this way, and then come up this way, you know, and I'm going to lay that out. And then when it's time, when I'm happy, when it's time to commit, I will come back with my knife and just do a sharper inside cut, nice and clean. I'll commit to it, and that will be it, right? There's no incidental cuts in the side like that. Okay, so let's just use a V-tool on this, and like I said, we can just we can wing it. Get it? We can wing it. That's the one side.
He's punny. I have not used my V-tool very much.
I'm going to come back and clean up all that stuff still. All right. So we gotta make sure we're about the same height from the bottom. And we're just gonna come up maybe a little bit of a curve. All right. Let's make those.
Ooh. Don't want your V-gouge to get away from you.
Somewhat similar on this other side. And with the V-tool again, we can clean these up. We can make one bigger or one smaller to match, but you know. There you go.
Doesn't all have to be in one cut, allegedly.
Come underneath on the bottom. I want this to come down. I want that base.
Okay, dude. I'm still dinking around with my V-tool. He's already finishing it up. Alright. I'm assuming I'm going to clean that piece up with the knife, because... Alright. First real V-tool job. Clearly went a little high. Like I said, we learn with every mistake. Alright. Looks about right. Are they twins? What do the doctors always say? They're not twins, they're sisters. Okay. Now Doug went crazy on me, so we're gonna backtrack a little bit.
Come back and clean up all that stuff still. Alright. So we gotta make sure we're about the same height from the bottom. And we're just gonna come up maybe a little bit of a curve, alright?
A little bit
Let's
of
make
curve.
those. Somewhat similar on this other side. And with the V-tool again, we can clean these up. We can make one bigger or one smaller to match, but you know. There you go. Alright. So now I'm going to come underneath on the bottom. I want this to come down. I want that base rounded in, almost to the cut mark that I've made below. all the way around. Maybe a little bit more on the back, even a little bit taller, a little higher, just to give some shape. And still have these saw marks, but like I said, we're gonna clean that all up after. But we just got the wings in place, and just working our way around the carving, cleaning it up a little bit at a time. Take these. Come on, pine. No.
I feel like I've already mastered the ability to talk to the wood and myself. Doug does a good job of having a lot of conversations with himself. So do I, especially if I'm trying something new. The only difference is if I turn the GoPro on when I'm carving and I'm talking to myself, I'm actually talking to you, so I'm not crazy. So there's a perk. Is it holding on? It's holding on like a long lost relative. Let's see if we can get that off nicely. He didn't. Alright. Doug was not wrong about wanting this piece to be a little longer for something to hold on to, because it is tiny. Okay. Yuck, I am not proud of that. I've been finding some of my basswood has, like, I don't know how you would describe it. It seems like some spots are punky. Well, I know my carp last night was not a big fan of the punkiness of one spot. Like, it, no matter, I know my knife's sharp, yet it's not cut and clean. In some areas it's almost like the grain is messed up, or I don't know. I don't want that point on there. Blade coming nice right after that bare finger. I do have cut tape, but knock on wood, and hopefully whatever does happen, it's not on video. Chopping that finger would not be fun. Trying to give the wing a little depth. Like I said, the goal isn't to make Doug Linker's penguin. He's giving you concepts and ideas and something to work towards, but mine won't be identical to his. I question whether or not any of the ones you do after, if you kind of tried duplicating it, would be the same. I think they're all going to have their own character and uniqueness, and that's kind of part of it. So I wouldn't get disgruntled if it doesn't look exactly like Doug's. Like, these cuts are terrible. But as we move along, I'll come back and do some cleanups. Like, this is pretty typical from some of my carvings, but after, you know, when I get meticulous, once I kind of got it really roughed out, then I come back and do a cleanup of it. So, alright, let's see what Mr. Doug has to say next.
We want every piece of that wood always cut. so that we don't, because the paint and stain or whatever you do, it will always take differently if you haven't cut that face of the wood. See how that's pulling? So I need to go the other way. Up. Alright. We're going to bring that down. Now, since we're going to call this like maybe a pocket penguin or something, I want to have the feet, but I don't want them sticking out too much. Let's stop there. You see the shape? I don't like the shape in the back. In. I want a real hunched feel to that.
Alright.
Even more. That's beyond the bottom. Alright. Yeah, nice sloping back. Okay, sorry. On the feet, on the front here, I want to have feet, but I don't want them sticking out because I don't want anything that can break. So let's just, something like this.
I'm hunching my back.
You see, these are tiny on this one. I'm gonna go bigger on this one. All right, just something like that. So
we'll come back to those feet in a second. Let's get his back hunched. Now, I've watched that video probably 2 times already before getting around to Alright, so the feet. So he's really smoothed the front of that out, as you can see. Because the feet are going to be drawn on here. And I got this nice belly on them, but I don't know. Kind of like the belly, but I definitely need an area for feet. So I'm going to carve a flat area down here. Because I think the feet are important. Alright, that's kind of my center line, using that corner. And it's basically the golden arches. Feel about right, size-wise? Yeah, that feels about right to me. Okay, now this guy and his V-tool that he said he wasn't going to use. Knife only, I believe was the words he started with. Doug, I'm writing you a stern letter, buddy. I do like this V-tool. It's going to take some time to get used to it. Feel like all of this, that knife handling capability, there's a big part of it. See these guys doing grandiose V-tool swoops. Hopefully I'm on camera here. See what I'm doing. See my fine wreckable job here. See that knife slide through the top of the foot like an idiot? Knife skills. See that? That was an oops. Hopefully it doesn't change much. Pouch doubles as a good storage, not just for catching the lion's share of your mess, but holding your phone in a good spot where you can watch. Now I'm just going to deepen the foot here. Use some of my artistic license, because this, where I hit it with the V-tool, kind of looks like poop. So I'm hoping I can just take a thin layer and Alright, as you can see, that is a piece of OG wood. So I gotta get that cleaned off. This section here, got corners, there's some OG wood there. So I'm just gonna spend some time cleaning that up. Yeah, here we go again with too much too soon. cleaning up these cuts and pencil marks. I'm not editing out any of my stupidity because it's all learning, right? Hoping a year from now I'll look back, watch some of these videos and be like, man, you were proud of those? But the progress is what it's all about. All right. Yeah, so it's like little details, right? Like that side swoop, like having that kind of ridge on the beak feels important. You can see it's cleaning up pretty good. This is one of those, so right where the wing is here, it's one of those areas that I was telling you about. It seems kind of pithy or pitchy. I don't freaking know what term to call that, but yeah, I'm not hating it. I'm not hating it. Wings are a little different, you can see, versus this one. There's a little more of a point. Trimming the back of this one helps. Helps a bit. Just that last piece right there might be just a little much. Sharp edge off the bottom. Sharp corner. Alright, how we doing there? Looking a little better? Pull my shoulders up a bit. Alright. Wonder what Doug's doing right now. Should probably check in on him. Alright, I feel like I'm caught up to everything he's done. Beak, eye shelf. It's still a little janked, isn't it? Yeah, we got that swooped back that Mr. Doug was talking about. I like him a little portly. I like his belly. Looks like he's been eating good. Oh, see that? We beat Doug. He's still farting around with the feet.
Just like that. Alright, now, if I'm happy with that, I'm just going to stick my knife in there. Just to make it a finished look. I'm going to cut down into it. Just a little edge. That's all I want. Nice paint transition and just a little bit jutting out around that a little bit from the side. And you can decide if you want to split them or not. I guess we might as well split them too. But like I said, don't want these sticking out in the air. Let's split them. Just a little bit. We can round that. Alright. This will create a little shadow in the bottom too. Let's get that right out of there. There we go. Cut that to where cuts join. Nice smooth transition there. A little bit more of a V. Make a little chip out of there. Same at the bottom. It's nice to create a little shadow. Nice to create a little shadow that's even on both sides. Doug? Okay. Alright, now let's get back to these wings. Alright, let's look at these. I want to sink that a little bit.
Alright, GoPro overheated. Missed the last section. You can see the shelf of the eyes was defined a little better at the bottom and the arch over top of them. Other than that, that was the outstanding piece. A little bit of cleanup for any stray pieces that were on there. But yeah, overall, I feel pretty good about it. Hopefully you enjoyed following along. Maybe you carved your own and you can post something or a link to where yours is. But definitely drop me a comment if you have any suggestions for improvement or tips or tricks, or you just want to talk about carving. Thanks for watching.